No, no, no. You can't just be a tramp. You must have proper training. Now, what type of tramp do you actually want to be? There are different types? Well, of course there are different types. I mean, whereabouts in the country, or even abroad, would you want to be situated? Scotland, Wales, England, Canada, America? Geographically and demographically, it's terrifically important. Oh dear. Oh, well, I was thinking you're just getting a little dark and sitting around in the town centre. And, here. Ah, no, this place is overrun. They'd let you starve to death. Trying to get a living here? Oh, no, and it's no good being Anglo-Saxon here. They let each other die. No, 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 no. Same in Scotland. It's no good being a Scottish beggar in Scotland. They steal your takings. They hate the sight of each other. Scrounging? Scottish scroungers? They shoot you. Well, then where should I go? Well, I think first we'll get you trained up and see if you're any good at this sort of thing, and then maybe you can work for me on the street in my Tramps Corporation. Your Tramps Corporation? It's a corporation. Well, of course it's a corporation. It's even registered limited company. You can't just go around. Well, I've only just finished working in the rat race. That's why I was a society slave. I'm trying to get away from that. I'm not trying to get back into the corporate rat race. I'm already broken of mind. Oh, look, you've got to be professional about this, soldier. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You can't just roll out of the feathers or the leaves and sit around in the street. What do you expect? Do you think people are just going to come up and shower you in money? No, you've got to become a fanciful, reliable part, like a pillar of the community. Dress is terrifically important. Makeup, props, a proper theatrical production. Your presence as an actor is essential. What are you talking about? I just want to be a scruffy old tramp on the street and just live a free and hippie life. Look, if you don't fit in, you'll end up blowing the deal for the rest of us. Not just one tramp out of line. Look at the footfall here. Look at them. They walk past the first one. It's a staggered stage-managed production. Yes, the first one, but even the hardest heart on the last will part with a shuttle or two. Look, like a beggar's opera. It's all staggered and staged into a beautiful perfection. Oh, I didn't realise. It's so complex, isn't it? Yes. It's like the opera, Oliver, the musical. At the end, you all shed a tear and pay your money. Exactly, it's an illusion, so subtly performed over and over. Everyone then gets paid. You pick a pocket or two. You may be the one that places the bets. You may be the one that places the bets. Well, of course. The person there, look, he's placing a bet. He works for us. It's to entice the nearby customers, to encourage them also to part with their loose change as they just come out of the shop. Carrying those few coppers, you almost make out that it's a bit of a nuisance. And then the next punter thinks it's a little bit, so they throw them down. Make sure that the hats are not too full and not too empty. It sounds outrageous. I mean, how many people are involved in this rake-off? Well, it's an operation. Begging is one of the oldest professions, like prostitution. Mary Magdalene had them walking at the side of her, don't forget. Begging from her, doubtless. I can't believe you're staging this huge con-trick. It is not a con-trick. It's only a pun. It's just an old profession. It's acting, stage work. You've got to pun, you've got to block. As simple as that. Look, do you want to be trained up or not? You're not spoiling things for the rest of us. You're not just coming crashing in here like some out-of-turn, out-of-time fool. You'll screw things up. Just for the sake of a bit of training. So if you do go on the course, if I go on the course, Well, what do I get? 3 square meals a day. Board and lodgings, bed, holiday pay, triple P pension plan. With credits, of course. Oh, this is just like a normal 9 to 5. That's what I've just got rid of. Not quite, old bean. Not quite. You're on a split shift. Morning rush and late night push. Do nothing in between. Sit around and play with the dog if you want. Oh. Then you work outside. Which, come on. But one thing we're going to have to do, you've got to get rid of that Ponzi accent of yours. That'll corrupt everything. We've got to get you a real colloquial, tongue on you. We can't have you. Unless you want shipping stateside. They'd appreciate that sort of thing. Good God, how big is this operation? Well, it's worldwide. Tramps International. Do you want to go abroad? I don't know. Well, it might be better. If you can't lose the accent, you'll have to go abroad. We shipped the Americans from there to Scotland. Wales or Ireland, they love them. And vice versa. The Irish go down and the Scots go down brilliantly on the streets of America. They love them. Old English Celts, ancestry and all that. So, I'll be on the American sidewalks. Yes, pretty much. Not just any old sidewalk, you're losing your life. You'd be uptown in a good district and things. But the Yanks love the Limeys. They feel sorry for us losing, the empire. Even though, let's face it, they stole it from us. The Russians love the Japanese, Chinese, communism and so on. You just got to be placed somewhere where you really are pleasing. A pleasing personality, that's it. Well, this is insane. I've only come to do a little bit of begging. I didn't want to get forced in some organised racket. The next thing, I'll be used as some sort of drugs meal or something. No, not drugs meal or drug meal. No, that's one thing we don't tolerate is drinking, drug taking, and church is highly recommended if you want to go anywhere. Promotion and such. Oh, this is mad. This is mad. It's worse than having a real job. Well, the option is there if you want it. A carefree beggar, working, an hour each side of noon, for heaven's sake. And you can do as you please. Split shift. 6 weeks intensive training. 3 months apprenticeship. It's like being in the Blues and Royals. The what? The Queen's Own Regiment, dear boy. But, do I have to swear allegiance to the Queen? Well, it would be better. Because we've got to do that, really, on the Tramps Passing Out Parade. Passing Out Parade? Oh, this is some sort of farce. You're taking the piss, aren't you? Don't be ridiculous, soldier. Now fall in. Time we finish with you. Your own mother wouldn't recognise you. And no talking back in the ranks. Now, do you want to accompany back to the barracks or not? You didn't happen to be in the old soft and balmy Blues and Royals? 9 good years' service. Where there's a circus in town, there's always a military man playing at the ringmaster. So, do you want to be assigned? Duties on arrival, don't forget. I just want to be a free spirit, a dropout, with a little rolled-up sleeping bag, maybe a mongrel dog, sleep under the stars, and let my freight train heart run free. You wouldn't last the weekend. Anyway, the weather's turning pretty sour. Where would you sleep? Where would you wash? I'd live on the streets. I've lived on the streets before. I'm ready to try it again. You'll be better welcomed into the Beggars' Brigade. I'm a founding member, don't forget. Listen to what I'm saying. It's most important. This sounds like the press gang. It could be the Queen's own press gang, for all I know. Well, don't forget the vagrants and vagabond laws of this country still stand. And what's to stop? Let's face it, we press gang them in Italy and Spain. And round them up, undesirables. We're paid to do so. We dry them out, all the drugs. We catch them. No better, no worse than, the dog pound. What? You make it sound as though you are right. As though it's my duty, as though it's some sort of... I should be joining your brigade. Well, so long as it fits, wear it. Look, it's no good squawking and squabbling. Like so many people that have fallen from grace, it is my Christian duty to try and help them back. So long as they follow in your footsteps and faith, you mean? There is. And I can't be allowed to just, do my own freedom. I have to, if I'm going to work the street, I've got to have people like you breathing down my neck. Freedom. If you give freedom to the masses, it will quickly revert to some sort of civilian unrest. There's no good thinking that the mortal flesh and blood is anything but a wild animal. The 7 deadly sins, they run 7 instincts through them. Because the human, let's face it, has not got a very good track record. It needs to be browbeaten, or the person will just run to whichever devil's temptation is nearby. What are you talking about? This press gang that you're running, it's like the armed forces. I didn't join them because I don't want to duly get killed. I duly don't want to be subjugated or controlled by your jackboot. Some sort of crushing, conquering imperialism that you seem to be building. I see. So we've got a proper little conscientious objector with you, haven't we? This is why. This is very much why we have to work so hard at rounding people like your good self into our brigade. Look, I don't want to be part of your brigade. I just want to be a self-selective, conscientious objector. In what way is that, soldier? In the way of freedom and more freedom. You see, I'm trying to become completely, shall we say, away from any controlling order. I find that in a piece of nirvana. And maybe live my life without being under the watchful eye of a realm or power. Just I can think then of the greater good and bring myself into a direction of not wanting money or materialistic things. I just want to be free. And then what do you intend to do? What do you mean, what do I want to do? I want to just drop out of society, become free, a hippie, Buddhistic life, begging, humbly and meekly eking out an existence in a solitary style without the accoutrements or influence of external forces. I want to exist as a mendicant monk, as being my self-imposition. Okay? The sanctity of my own solitude. To discover the meaning of life or death, but mainly, hopefully, self-enlightenment. The 7 stages of enlightenment. I've done it. No. Merely just following... Well, certainly not following someone else's prearranged promise or... Can't that be done? Well, it can. But I mean, can it be done? Do you think you can do it? Yes, I do. Because I happen to be one of the most rarest people that you'll ever find. I am a 100% pure schizoid. A schizoid? And what in the name of Beelzebub is that? Look it up.